Today I'm going to be showing you a cool area in Silksong. So this is release day, release patch. Um, I wanted to, I mean, I can't show this to none of my friends because they haven't got here. So, or they haven't played the game at all yet. So this is this area. Yeah, actually, I'm not going to show that. I'm not going to zoom in on that because I don't want to show them. Okay, well, I kind of have to. I mean, I'm already spoiling something in this area, so if you clicked on this and you got this far, you're ready for spoilers. Oh, I didn't mean to use Silk Spear. But you might want to use Silk Spear if you're watching this, because I think you might need it. I don't know, I actually haven't got to the area that I'm talking about yet. So you can see I don't know, maybe I'll like put a arrow on screen, but you can kind of figure out where I am. Like the big like hole, that you fall down into. That is kind of where I am. I'm at the first bottom right entrance to that hole. If you see what I'm saying there, I mean, you can see the elevator on the map, so you can tell where I am. So there are two ways to get to where I'm talking about. The first, which I'll show you right now, is you do that. Then you go down here. There's some like rosaries. All right. I'll try not to spoil too much of anything that I don't show in this video. So when you come in here, there's the big, if you remember the trailer, and there's the big guy that shoots all the acid in the clover area. That guy's there, and he drops. Yeah, I'm gonna show the inventory. So, um, he drops one of these beast shards. The same thing that, if you remember from the demo, how Blue SR found Dave, who I also killed. That's why I have two. Dave drops the same thing. Dave, am I remembering that right? I think it's called Dave. And then down here, there's a mask shard. Up here, there's this area that is locked behind a simple door, simple keyhole. I don't know how much is in there. Maybe that's a whole area. Maybe it's just like a kind of a little segment that you go through and you come back down to this lever. I really don't know. Maybe it's kind of like the area where you find Sherma. I mean, I'm sure you can find out on your own. I just don't have the rosaries to get the simple key. It's funny. Of all the items that could have made it from Hollow Knight to Silksong, the simple key remained. Not necessarily in appearance, but in title at least. So this next area is kind of hard to get to. So I'm probably gonna flub it on this try, but I did get down there, so watch carefully. Okay, you saw that. So I'm gonna probably cut the video, and when I get back there, I'm gonna. Or actually, no, I'm not gonna cut the video because there's another way to get to that area without having to do the pogo. I mean, you still have to use the pogo move, but you don't have to pogo on the enemy. So if you go through here and go up here, look at the map here. Basically just going up through the side of the hole. And there would be enemies in here, but I already killed them. If you bench, then they'll come back, obviously. This is also a good place to farm rosaries if you wanted to do that. Because rosaries only drop by like the sentient or previously sentient bugs, I think. And so there's like, if you go through that whole path, you can get like 40 or something rosaries from killing all the enemies, and then you go back to the bench. It's kind of slow, but I mean, you could do it. You could do it. I believe in you. I love you. Okay, so if you jump down from here, and here there's a Coral Commandment at this guy, which is kind of like a relic in Hollow Knight. Actually, it is a relic. It says it right there. But You know, I actually predicted that that would be a relic because in the like badges for Silk Song, there's the Coral Commandment and the Weaver Effigy, and they're the same level badges as the relics for Hollow Knight. So I thought, oh, they're probably the same thing, and they all kind of looked like relics, sort of. So the badges are relics. So I predicted that, and I'm a genius. So yeah, anyway, you saw how I did the pogo there. You just kind of spam it until you get to the other side. I'm gonna kill these guys for some silk. Alright, hopefully that's enough. Alright. You might, it's probably easier instead of using, because what we're doing is basically using the silk spear like a fireball to try and do a fireball skip. It would be easier to use bind, because bind also it pauses your vertical momentum, but not your horizontal momentum, or less so for the horizontal. So that makes it easier to do it. So I'm gonna try with bind, and then you don't need silk spear for this, although I don't know why you wouldn't get it if you already went to the moss home. Alright, so I'm gonna do pogo, bind, pogo. Like that. See, alright, I'm gonna cut the video now. Alright, so I forgot to record my second attempt, but I didn't make it anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I think I want to use Silk Spear because the thing is, there's a second area that you can do the same thing for after this. You can get on top, I think, it seems like you can get on top of the ruined chapel. I did it, like before I did it Pogo Pogo Bind, and it kind of seemed like I didn't even need to use the bind there. So maybe you don't need to use Silk Spear at all for this one. I don't know. Let's see. I think I. Alright. Okay, okay, yes, yes, okay. So here on this little bell thing, there's like a bowl hanging, and you get like 25 rosaries. So that's nice. And then here, there's an item pickup for uh, Weaver Effigy, which I'm assuming, I think, if you look at the badges, is similar to a Hollow Nest seal in terms of the progression of the values of the thingies. So, yeah. So then, in this direction, I think if you just spam Pogo, you can get to the the chapel. I want to try just spamming Pogo to get to it to see if you can do it without bind. But I also haven't gotten over there yet, so I want to maximize my chances of getting over there. So I'm gonna do two Pogos, and then I'm gonna do a bind, and then keep spamming Pogo. All right, here we go. Oh, dude, that's so close. That was so close. I feel like maybe I don't know what I want. It's funny how those birds fly up every single time you walk out of there. Like they fly up the first time, then if you walk in that hit that trigger again, it keeps doing it over and over again.